As of today, we are involved in 3 estate developments in Karishi. 2 of them are directly ours. I'm talking about Fortreal Rei Ltd and Fortreal Horizon. These 2 directly belong to us, and the very first one was launched sometime in 2023, and then we're part of that on partnership. And someone asked me a very important question: why are you still doing projects in Karishi? We launched one last year, that's Fortreal Rei Ltd. We launched that last year, towards the end of last year, and early this year, February this year, we launched a second estate even bigger than the first one. And the question is, why are you still doing Karishi? And I want to answer that question in this video. 10 key reasons why you should consider investing in Karishi today. Now, as a company, we are very intentional about leveraging on certain important facts and realities to be able to build wealth for us as a company. And the only way we're able to help our clients build wealth is if we are also being intentional about building wealth for ourselves. And that is why there's a reason we are still investing in Karishi. And in this video, I want to show you a few of those reasons, and I highly encourage you to consider investing in Karishi today while you still can. Now, the very first reason why you should invest in Karishi today is because of its location. And let's quickly look into a bit of history. Right now, we have Karishi in Abuja and we have Karishi in Nasarawa. All right. And prior to the existence of FCT or Abuja, as the case may be, so by virtue of the creation of Abuja, the entire Karishi is towards the southern part of Abuja, and this area is very important. And by the end of the 10th reasons, you will see why you should consider investing in this location as quickly as possible. In order to give you a very clear picture of what I'm talking about, I needed to draw a bit of the FCT map. Now, you have Karishi here. This is a bit of Karishi within the FCT, and the other part largely fell outside of the FCT, and automatically it fell into Nasarawa State. All right. Now, this is the southern part of Abuja, and as I've mentioned, by the time I'm done with all of the points, you realize how important Karishi is and why you should consider investing in it as quickly as possible. Let's go to point number 2. Second reason why you should invest in Karishi today is government infrastructure. Now, as I speak to you today, this is 2025. Currently, there's a road coming straight. There's Asoko Road on this side, and then of course there is a road that brings you further in. Right, the bridge is somewhere here, and then it cuts you into Karishi. This particular road that comes all the way from Asoko Road through Karo and then gets to Karishi is currently, as I speak to you, being widened and maintained by the current minister of the FC. That is the first government infrastructure. Second one is the Apo Karishi Expressway. Now, the Apo Karishi Expressway is also coming from this axis, right, and then connecting back as an extension to Karishi. Now, the question is, how come the federal government is working on 2 major roads that takes you to Karishi? This one is motorable, right? They just potholes here and there, but it is being scraped and then maintained and then widened. Why are they all leading to Karishi and the other parts of Nasarawa State? That alone should give you an indication of the fact that Karishi is an important location and you do not want to miss the opportunity to invest in it as quickly as possible. Number 3, Karishi is still very affordable. Right, Karshi is still very affordable. But I speak to you, we have investments starting from 3.6 million naira. Depending on when you're watching this video, right, it may have changed, but as at today, as at 1 month, or as at the period of doing this particular video, we still have a plot starting from 3.6 million naira in Karishi, and that is totally affordable. And if I were you, this is still the best time to grab a plot for yourself in our Fortreal Horizon or our Fortreal Rei Ltd right now. And number 4, return on investment. As I've mentioned, Karishi is still affordable, starting from 3.6 million naira for our estate right now. Of course, depending on where in Karishi. There are some places that are far into Nasarawa State that are still considered as Karishi, but then you can get a plot starting from, say, 1 million naira. All right, but when I say Karishi, I'm talking about the literal Karishi that is around Abuja or within Abuja. Okay, now because of the move of development, as well as very importantly the current realities of government infrastructure all leading towards this location, the room for good return on investment is very high, because by the time the Apo Karishi Road is done and then the Karo Road also is done, trust me, a whole lot is going to be happening in Karishi, and at that point, whoever invested from this point or at this point is going to be enjoying huge returns on investment. And number 5, the move of development. Now, this time around, I'm talking about the growth of the city, the growth of Abuja. Now, one thing that is happening right now is the fact that a whole lot of persons are not able to afford the city centers, are not able to afford the developed part of Abuja as a city, right? So because of that, a lot of persons are moving towards the other parts of Abuja that are close to areas where they can live in and of course be able to work in, and automatically it is pushing a whole lot of development towards Karishi. Wise man once said that your job as a smart investor is to look out for where people are going and go there and wait for them before they get there. People are already living in Karishi, but then a whole lot of persons are going to keep moving towards Karishi, because by the time this road is done and this one is completely done in a way that makes a whole lot of sense, people are going to be able to still move away from the centers and then move towards the Karishi part of Abuja, the southern part of Abuja. Because of this, they can be able to live in a place like Karishi and then work in Abuja. And of course, the road is good, and with two major access roads, it's easy to live anywhere and work anywhere. And number 6 is the proximity of Karishi to Asokoro. Now, I have said this over and over in a couple of my videos, right? That Karishi here, again, this is Asokoro somewhere around here. Asokoro is somewhere around here. Karishi is 28 kilometers to Asokoro, 28 kilometers. And I've said it before that, in fact, the airport of Abuja, the international airport, is over 60 kilometers. In other words, Karishi is closer to Asokoro than the international airport is to Asokoro. So while based on the phase of development in Abuja, the city itself, the full entire city, is moving towards the airport, but then there is a fraction of the city that can only move towards the southern part of Karishi. And then that is where you must look out for the audience and then be able to serve this audience while you stay calm, and of course be able to get it at an affordable price. And number 7, amenities and some side attractions. For example, right in front of our Fortreal Rei Estate, we have a resort, very big resort, right, that is existing. People go to have fun, and I was there myself and I really had fun. All right, and then Karshi also has a waterfall, and then some other side attractions. People traveling into Abuja, and part of the places that they tour is in Karishi because of the waterfall and some other side attractions that Karishi has. One thing about the FCT and places that are close by is that they enjoy good road network. All right, and then one of the things that really helps to deal with traffic is not just the wideness of a road, but the network of the road. And then the description I gave to you a moment ago shows you that there is a major double-lane road from Asokoro to Karu, the Karu bridge. Of course, this takes you towards Nanya, but it now comes into Karishi. And as I speak to you, there's another major road connection, which is a 10-lane road being currently worked on. The road goes to Kuje Gugwalada, but by extension, it cuts into Karishi. All right, and then when it cuts into Karishi, it simply means that when Karishi becomes fully developed, you don't have to, everyone doesn't have to use the Karu road. If you're going towards the airport from Karishi, instead of going to Asokoro and then coming back this way to drive over 60 kilometers, you simply just go towards Kuje and then you're already at the airport. All right, and then if you're coming towards the center part of Asokoro and down towards the other parts of Jabi, you don't have to go towards Asokoro again. You have to just come through the OSES and then connect into the ISES and you are good to go, right? So it simply shows you how connected these areas are, and right now is the best time to simply key in as quickly as possible because there is no time. By the time all of these roads are completely done with, you may not be able to afford Karishi. And number 9 are the schools around this place. From our Fortreal Horizon, we have the Ave Maria University, just about 3 minutes away from the Ave Maria University. And about 7 minutes away from Karishi, you still have the Federal Polytechnic, Rosso, you still have the Federal Treasury Academy and some other government important institutions, as well as educational centers. And finally, number 10, Karishi is fast developing. In fact, Karishi is beginning to attract a whole lot of real estate companies, and that simply will tell you that in the future, not even in the future, I'm talking about 1 year, 2 years time, you're going to see a whole lot of organization in Karishi, because literally every part of Karishi is going to be having estates, and with estate dominating the entire region, you have good road network, you have proper maintenance, you have a very beautiful environment and everything in between. So while Karishi is still fast growing, but then you can still secure a plot for yourself starting at 3.6 million naira today. If you're interested in owning a plot for yourself today or even more, I have one of our clients who owns in our Fortreal Rei Estate. She bought 10 plots of land right there. And that's because she saw something. So if you're interested in owning a plot in either our Fortreal Horizon or Fortreal Rei Estate, this is the best time to Richard. And just in case you don't like the name of our estate, or you don't like me, or you don't like our company, and you find another very good opportunity to invest in Karishi, just make sure you do your due diligence, and if it is good to go, it is absolutely fine to invest. Do reach out to the number shown right on your screen if you're interested in us. My name again is Raymond Ijoma, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate. If you like the real estate entrepreneur that is this law and real estate as a tool in bidding wealth for myself and my client, do subscribe and share this video with a friend or somebody who's looking to invest in Karishi today. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.